Zara recap presented the Cruella. The movie starts with the birth of a baby girl who has polio, and that's why her hair is half white and half black. Because of Estella's look, people consider her different and avoid her. But her mother, Catherine, tries her best to give her a normal life. Estella is very fond of styling. She is also very cruel from a very young age. That's why Catherine names her as Cruella. In school, where everyone bullies her, she meets a friend, Anita, and one day a dog too, whom she brings home and names him Buddy. After so many fights in school, Catherine decides to take Estella to London. On the way to London, Estella tells Catherine that she will reach there first and go to Regent's Park. Catherine agrees. Catherine gives her necklace to Estella. After reaching London, Catherine asks Estella to stay in the car and goes to a party to take financial help from a friend. Estella breaks her promise to her mother and comes out of the car. She goes to the party with her dog Buddy, where 3 dogs attack her. When Estella comes out of the building with her dog Buddy, she sees that the dogs send her mother down the cliff instead of attacking her. She stands near the cliff and talks to a lady. Estella considers herself responsible for her mother's death. In that moment, Estella's life changes and she becomes an orphan. The worst part is that she loses the last memento of her mother, that is, the necklace given by Catherine. Her sorrow is in its place, but now she had to do something for herself. On which she saves her life and runs away from there and reaches Regent's Park. In a state of shock at night, she sleeps near the fountain. In the morning, she meets 2 boys of her age, who are orphans like her and commit petty thefts for a living. Estella arrives at her house with Horace and Jasper, escaping from the police, which they had built in an empty building. Seeing Estella alone, they keep her with them. Estella changes her hair color and commits petty thefts for a living with them. But still, her life's main goal is to become a fashion designer, which she somehow keeps alive by designing clothes in her house. Seeing this, Jasper and Horace get her a cleaning job at the Liberty department store as a gift for her birthday, with the hope that maybe she will please the owners there and get her promotion. Estella doesn't want to lose this opportunity, so she starts going to the job. She tries her best to convince the owner there, but he is so rude that he makes Estella do nothing but cleaning. One day, in a state of intoxication, Estella closes the store at night and redesigns the main statue of the store according to her taste. In the morning, her boss, Sadiq, gets very angry and is about to hand her over to the police. The most famous designer, Baroness, arrives there, who is also an inspiration for Estella. No one asks Estella in the Liberty store, but Baroness is very happy with her work and keeps her at her job. When Estella reaches her boutique, she feels that her life's purpose has been fulfilled. Baroness is a self-obsessed woman who doesn't think of anyone above her and can do anything to win. In the beginning, Baroness gives Estella a tough time, but for Estella, it is enough that she is working with him. One day on the way back from the job, Estella goes to a designer's shop, whose name is Artie. They become good friends. Slowly, Estella starts impressing Baroness. But Baroness doesn't show all this. She just starts keeping Estella with her. Estella goes to her house with Baroness, where she finally sees Estella's design. Baroness praises her a little. Then comes the twist in the movie. One day, Estella sees the same necklace in Baroness's neck, which Catherine had given to Estella before her death. Baroness reveals that Catherine was her ex-employee, who had stolen this necklace. But when she came to get financial help for her daughter's upbringing, she fell off the cliff and died. Estella gets very angry after hearing all this, that Baroness called her mother a thief, on which she decides to take the necklace back. And for this, she takes help from Jasper and Horace. All 3 start planning to get the necklace out of Baroness's safe, for which Estella gets all the information about Baroness's house. Where are the cameras, and where is the key? After all the preparation, they decide to go to Baroness's house on a party day, where Estella takes the task of distracting Baroness. Horace goes inside. while Jasper starts hacking the cameras. Baroness gives an entry with her dogs, where Estella's childhood friend Anita comes as a reporter. Baroness insults her and moves ahead. Then Estella gives an amazing entry as Cruella, where she sets her dress on fire and comes in a real red dress. This becomes a breaking news, and all the reporters get attracted to Cruella. Baroness can't tolerate this, and she asks her guards to catch her. In this all, Cruella gives the key to Horace. After so much effort, they come to know that the necklace is in Baroness's alley. Jasper brings the mouse to the hall and scares everyone, for which Cruella takes the necklace from Baroness's alley and gives it to Buddy. All of them are running away from there. That on the whistle of Baroness, her dogs attack them all. Here it is revealed on Cruella that Baroness herself is the one who killed her mother. All her life, Estella kept thinking wrong, that Catherine died because of her. Along with that, the necklace also comes out of her hand, which is eaten by Baroness's dog. After all this, Estella gets very disheartened and decides to take revenge on Baroness, for which she kills Estella and brings Cruella back to life. In the morning, she sends Jasper and Horace to take Baroness's dogs, so that she can get the necklace. She herself goes to Anita, with whom she gives her childhood friendship, and tells her to spread the news against Baroness and in favor of Cruella. Jasper and Horace very stylishly succeed in catching Baroness's dogs. After convincing Anita, Cruella goes to Artie, and also adds her to her team. Due to Cruella's rude behavior, Jasper and Horace start getting annoyed. But for Estella, they keep helping her. Now Cruella herself goes back to the job of Estella made Baroness, so that she can keep an eye on her every step. The day comes to present the spring collection. Everyone is taking pictures of Baroness. That Cruella comes very stylishly on the bike with Jasper. She has written on her face with makeup, the future. That is, she wants to show Baroness that her time is about to end. This time again, Cruella comes to the headlines instead of Baroness. Then this sequence starts. Cruella always comes in the way of Baroness, and herself comes in the headlines. All this starts bothering Baroness. Baroness is trying to get information about Cruella, but there is no use. So much so that she goes to Anita, but she doesn't tell Baroness anything about Cruella. Cruella is being successful in her plans, but she still doesn't get that necklace. To stay in the good books of Estella Baroness, she makes a beautiful dress for the next show, on which Baroness is impressed with her, but still she is busy praising herself. To scare Cruella Baroness, she sends Jasper and Joraz to her boutique and makes such a show that someone had come to steal her dress at the show store. Worried about all this, Baroness puts all the dresses of her show in a special vault, which Estella does something with the needle. At night, Estella decides that she will make her show stopper dress with the skin of Baroness's dog. The day of the show comes, and when Baroness opens her vault and goes to buy the dresses, she sees that it is not opening after a lot of effort. When the vault finally opens, then what happens inside? He puts Baroness in the shop. The beads that Estella had put on the dress, they were not beads. They were caterpillars, which have now come in the form of a butterfly, and have spoiled all the dresses. When the media people leave the house of Baroness, then they see that Cruella has started her show there. It is a very mesmerizing show. When Cruella gives the entry, then Baroness gets very angry that she has made her dress with the skin of her dog. At the same time, she gets suspicious that Estella is Cruella. After a great show, when the police come, they all run away from there. Cruella goes to get food for the celebration. When she comes home, she sees that Baroness has already reached there and has tied up her friends. At the same time, we also see that the dogs of Baroness are alive. Baroness makes Jasper and Horace responsible for Cruella's death and puts them in jail. while Cruella is burnt in her house. This is a very emotional scene. Buddy and Horace's dog are trying to get Cruella out of the fire. But what could they do? The whole building catches fire, and it becomes a breaking news that Cruella has died. But now the thing is, how can a heroine die without taking her revenge? That's why in the next scene, we see Cruella coming to her senses. She is none other than the special man of Baroness. In John's apartment, the one who saves her is also John, who reveals some things to her, which changes Estella's life. Estella finds out that the necklace is actually a key, with which she opens a chest inside it, but she gets a birth certificate, which belongs to Estella. Estella is actually not Catherine, but the daughter of Baroness, who separated Estella from herself because she was so selfish and self-obsessed that she couldn't see anything ahead of her. She gave John orders to kill Estella, but John couldn't do it. That's why he gave Estella's responsibility to Catherine. Knowing this, that the ground comes out of Estella's feet, and she goes straight to Regent's Park, where she promises Catherine that she will avenge her death because she considers her as her mother, and she loves her a lot. Estella goes and saves Jasper and Horace from the police. She herself gets distracted by the police, while the dog is inside, and sends the key to them. Estella tells them the truth, and once again gets emotional, and convinces them for her help, saying that she doesn't have any other family. After this, she goes to Artie, who is always ready for Estella's help. Now all of them start working on Estella's new plan at John's house. Here, Baroness is preparing for the annual party, in which she killed Catherine. That's when the inspector comes there and tells her that she didn't find Cruella's body. Hearing this, Baroness gets tensed. Estella and her team, including John, send costumes to Baroness's house, which are exactly like Estella's dress, saying that all of them came there, wearing it in memory of Cruella, before going to the party. Cruella calls the police to Baroness's house in the name of Cruella. The guards of Baroness start attacking all the guests. When Baroness comes out, everyone is surprised to see her in a costume, and a little scared too. With the help of Jasper John, he calls all the guards of Baroness to the library, where he locks them up in the middle of the party. Cruella escapes from the eyes of Baroness and goes to her and pinches her with a needle and takes the whistle from her hand, after which Estella goes to the same cliff from where Baroness dropped Catherine. There she whistles and calls the dogs to her, and following them, Baroness also reaches there. Jasper, Artie, and John tell all the guests that Baroness is calling them outside. Estella tells Baroness that she is her daughter. Baroness apologizes to Estella for her mistakes and hugs her, crying. It seems that everything's fine, but then she suddenly pushes Estella and throws her down the cliff. Everyone sees this. Police arrest Baroness and takes her. Estella gives her life to take Baroness to her end, but Estella is dead. Cruella is alive. We see that when she goes down the cliff, she had opened the parachute, and Horace was already waiting for her. Estella shows everyone that, before dying, Estella had given all her property to Cruella, her cousin. In the last scenes, by releasing Estella for the world, Cruella, with her team, comes to the mansion of Baroness and starts a new life. And the movie ends here.